request of the Office of Civil Defense. A massive nuclear attack is currently taking place against the United States. NORAD military radar detected the launch of 400 nuclear missiles.
Hello and welcome back to Fallout 4. So I'm over here at the Lonely Chapel, but I am on my way over to Sunshine Tidings Co-op. It is very, very early in the morning. And it's been a while since I've done a settlement build, and since this is one of the ones that I actually get up and running right away, figured I might as well do it. Now before I start this, if you're just tuning in now, haven't seen me build settlements before on this playthrough, I'll just explain that before I started recording this playthrough, I'd had 1,300 hours in Fallout 4. I've been through it, you know, dozens of times, and a lot of those times I did the whole pick up everything, grind, build things the legit way, until it became a chore, and I just stopped having fun with it. So nowadays when I build settlements, I just turn on God mode and have fun and just get creative, make it how I want, so that it doesn't take me, you know, 15 hours of going around picking up desk lamps so that I can build a shitty shack. So with that out of the way, let's take a look. I might have to kill something here first, maybe. And one of the mods that lets me put 30 times as much stuff at the settlement. Right, okay. Oh, apparently I have no weapon equipped. What do I have? One of these days I'll make a link to a list of every mod I have. I just have so many that it won't fit in the video description, basically. So I haven't included that. So if there's something you see and you want to know what it is, I'll try and answer it. But I've kind of had the same general set of mods on for like a long time now. So some of them I don't even remember what they are. I do have the list, of course, in my mod manager. But I need to find an external site to put the list on because there's too much. Oop. Oh, of course, right as I decide to go build a settlement, radiation shows up. I'll tell you what, here, I'm recording this on October 2nd, and 28 days until I get to, get into the Fallout 76 beta. Like, it's one of the only games I've ever pre-ordered in my life, and I'm hopeful about it. I'm gonna hope that it's everything I want it to be. I'm a bit of a, I can be a bit of a pessimist when it comes to expectations on video games these days. But, I'm such a Fallout fan that, I mean, they're my all-time favorite games, all the Fallout games, that I was like, I gotta get this. So I'm really hyped for that. Doesn't mean I'm gonna stop playing this. I'm going to continue, and my New Vegas playthrough. I already have a Fallout 3 playthrough on my channel. It was one of the earlier things I ever did. I think I got everything, maybe? Just check here. Right. Okay, I think they're all dead. So, this is one of the settlements where it's relatively safe to use the scrap all command. And one other thing I like about using God mode is that, it doesn't make you excessively level up. And I think my scrap everything console or thing is not really working, because, oh great, it's just great. Let's hope that doesn't continue, because there should be things like this junk on the floor I should be able to scrap. I don't know what's going on with the graphics. Anyways, and this is really gonna bug me because usually I can get rid of this kind of stuff. Maybe I need to update that that mod. I'm actually gonna stop recording and go exit out of the game and see if I need to update that, because I need a lot of this area clear of bushes and stuff, so I'll be right back. Alright, so the original mod I had didn't let me scrap everything. Okay, things are actually gone now. Interesting. Was called spring cleaning, and I think it was outdated. Huh. Now all this stuff is gone. Well, okay. Cool. I don't know what happened, but now at least I don't have to do it. Alright, it's been a little while. Let me think about first priorities here. Alright. So, first priority, power. And I'm trying to think where I usually put my power plant here. I think I just put it over here, typically. There's a fairly specific way I usually build this. I'm looking for the fusion one. But that sucker looks alright. Alright. And then I have these from the Institute Safe House, which are kind of like area of effect power. They don't actually add to your generation count, but it makes so that stuff that can work on area of effect kind of electricity will pick it up, and removes a lot of the need for wires. They don't have a huge area, so you gotta put a few of them up, but it's really the only reason I even have that Institute Safe House mod is because of this thing. Just like the one of the only reasons I have the Vault 98 mod is for the water coolers that it gives you. Alright. So obviously there's no water here. So, could build some powered water pumps, stuff like that, but I got these water coolers, and these are nice. I can just put a few of these around the place, and no need for noisy powered water pumps. Since there's no ponds, kinda have to do something like this. And I usually just give everyone an absurd amount of everything. Because why not? They'll never complain about water. Put this one over here somewhere and that's enough. In fact, it's already enough, but... And when it comes down to doing like the decorating bits of all this, that will come kind of later. I just kind of get the general set up first. And there's a few garden plots here, and it looks like I can actually remove them now because I got a different mod, but I don't want to. What I want to do is put some food on them. So I usually just turn on walk, get in a straight line, and just kind of spam E. Get relatively straight rows. This robot, I don't know what his deal is, but he seems to disappear after a little while usually. Alright, so then we go corn. And the more people that show up here, I usually just use the two plots here first. But the more people that show up, there's a lot of space for making crops and stuff like that. So once people run out of actual other jobs to do, they can just kind of farm. Alright, let's put some razor grain. Smaller one. And then we'll put the rest of the stuff on the other plots. I usually also place a food generator, which is kind of cheese dick corny, but it's really just so that it doesn't have to wait. People can show up and there'll already be stuff, because it's going to produce so much anyways, if that it kind of doesn't really matter. This is just to give people something to do. Okay, potatoes. And already did corn, so let's do some carrots, and we'll do one other thing. I need to go back downtown sometime here and check if the city is still screwed up in that one area. I'm pretty sure it is. I'm still trying to figure out how to fix that. I have no idea what did that. And the problem is I'm going to have to go through and turn on and off like 200 something mods until one of them fixes it. Okay. So, I got some crops, got some food, got some water. So, let's start putting beds in. I always just use the simple beds like these. No real need to make anything more fancy for the moment. And you don't, from my experience, you don't want to put more than 4 beds in a room because they're not going to use them anyways. In fact, usually they don't even use the 4. They don't like to be cramped all into one little area. But I'm going to make the most out of these places. And there's a mod on here that rebuilds some of this stuff. These houses and stuff, and these corpses I'm gonna have to get rid of some other way. So apparently, oh, I can. So I have, yeah, the original mod I had to scrap everything was called spring cleaning, and I think it got outdated, so no, I just got one called scrap everything. So we'll have to experiment though, that might make it dangerous. I'm not sure if it allows more stuff. I was used to how spring cleaning did it, so I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to use the scrap all command as much in the future. If it's gonna, because I don't want to be getting rid of like walls and stuff like that. But I am glad I can get rid of, I can't get rid of the gore apparently. But that'll go away eventually, I think. And since I'm going to just immediately turn on the beacon to allow people to show up here, I'm gonna want, you always want more beds than they need, because you never know which ones they're actually gonna use, and it's, especially if you don't have things that will help you significantly with happiness on, you definitely need more beds, because that's like a major thing for them, especially beds under a roof. I remember when this game first came out, and I first started doing settlements, it was a freaking nightmare trying to keep settlements happy. It was just a complete nightmare. They were never, ever, ever happy. Now it's pretty easy. Even without doing God mode and building whatever I want. Just because there's so many more mods that give you so many more options. And I have a few tricks that kind of make it less of a chore by kind of forcing their happiness. Because you don't want to give them freedom or they'll never be happy. I still haven't tried the Sim Settlement mod. I probably never will, because I don't want them building shanty towns. Like, that was the point of getting mods, so that my settlements didn't look like FEMA camps anymore. Would be nice. I think one thing that would be good is if, I don't know if there's a mod that does it, if you just straight up disables all settlement stuff. But at the same time, I think it's a first thing, or a new thing for Fallout games, and it can be fun as long as it doesn't turn into a chore, which is exactly why I have God mode on. Because otherwise I would have had to spend absurd amounts of time going around and looting everything I see, buying shipments, wasting money on it, stuff like that. Also that it would turn out half finished for most of the game. So usually when with I have an expanded amount of settlers available that can show up in my houses or in my settlements. So usually it's a little more than 20. So I usually build a few houses, prefab houses, and this is the Snappy House Kit mod. This is pretty cool. I used it if you saw the Sunshine or the Starlight Drive-In. video, you probably saw me placing these things everywhere. Let's just place one here, see if it's sticking out the back. It's okay. And it gives your settlements a nicer look. Actually building houses here instead of having them be crappy shacks. And they're kind of temperamental as to where you can actually put them. And you get things like this. There's the grass going, or there's stuff going through the floor and all that, but nothing much you can do about that. You gotta kind of, excuse me, you gotta kind of put them wherever you can. Because like I said, it's a little bit funky. Okay, it's a little bit out the back, but okay, that's fine. Alright. Go back to beds, and usually I only put beds upstairs in these types, because I'll typically put like furniture and excuse me, and stuff like that downstairs later. And because there's just I don't need 8 more beds necessarily. These houses, this type I use a lot because they're the smallest and they can hold the most. Or they're not small, but they're the easiest to place reliably. And you can stack a bunch of beds in here if you want to. But I usually just put 4. And then later on in the game, when I start running out of settlements to give the basics and get up and running, I'll come around and start furnishing places, decorating places better, make them look more homely. But that's when I kind of start running out of things to do. Didn't play this game to be an interior decorator, so some settlements I'll put a little bit more of a personal touch to. Make it a little more cluttered. It just takes time. If you really want to clutter them up and make them look like real little towns, it takes quite a lot of time. Okay, let me think here. So, I want them to have lights for when it gets dark. And usually, I like to put the, I have a mod that makes the, walls, or the lights from Vault-Tec Workshop produce more. And I like the fluorescent lights. Let's see, which one do I usually use? It's these. And sometimes I'll use the light bulbs. I think I've done that in the other settlements. But this time I'm going to use some fluorescent lights. Just the light bulbs on strings, typically use. And because of the ENB I have, when it gets dark, it gets dark. So, gonna kind of look weird, isn't it? You know what? I take it back. Isn't really gonna work. Let's get rid of these. The regular light bulbs produce enough light. Don't worry about it. High class light bulbs on a string. Or light bulbs on a wire. Now all I need is a mod to make it kind of sway, all creepy. It's gonna look more normal. And like I was saying, because it gets so dark, I'll usually put lights kind of everywhere in my settlements. Because at night, you won't be able to see shit. And I also will put beds in here if I need to, but I try not to. Try to use it for other things. I've used it as power armor storage before for games where I have tons and tons of power armor suits. Like I probably said it on previous videos, I used to have a mod that I made that added a lot more suits that you could find. Kind of hidden around the wasteland. I think it was like 30 more, so I used to have a lot of power armor. I just kind of tinker with it for fun. So I need lots of storage area. In fact, the Boston airport in the past I've used exclusively to make the... I make it like 3 levels. I'd make the bottom like a manufacturing plant. Like a factory building stuff. And then the second floor would be full of power armor workstations and displays and other weapon displays. And then the third floor would be like a house kind of thing. It's like a big factory home kind of thing. That takes like quite a bit of work. I'll pick a place in the future to be like a production plant kind of factory thing. And that's really just for fun, honestly. There's no... If you're playing a unmodded game and you really need stuff and you want to waste a ton of resources making it so that you can get, you know, some back, that's one thing. But for me, it's just for fun, building that kind of stuff. And one thing I've never done is with the Wasteland Workshop is I've never made an arena where things actually fight. Not sure I ever will. Okay, let's get some doors on these. Just standard white doors. I wonder if I can put doors on these. No, I didn't think so. But you can put them on these houses. Of course, the AI will just walk through the doors and leave them open, but I have that mod on that lets me lock stuff, so sometimes I'll just lock the back door at least. Alright, now while I'm thinking about it, let's get some of these industrial lights. Some porch lights going on. I like to put the oil lamps around usually, but in this case I'm just gonna... It depends, like if you saw my sanctuary build, you saw me put them along the streets and stuff. It depends on the settlement. I like to put lights out front, kind of make the whole settlement a little more visible at night. If you do lighting right, it looks really nice when the night rolls around. Put a few here. Oh right, I haven't done defenses yet. It's been a few weeks since I've recorded this game, and it's been even longer since I've done settlements, so I kind of got out of the routine of what to do first. Almost done. Alright, so when I do towers, I used to be able to stack the, hold on, let me show you. Where is it? This stuff? Wait, can I do that again? Oh, I can! Awesome. Wonder what the hell, why I couldn't do that before. Okay, well, let's do that this time. So, I make towers around the exterior and put turrets on them. Is how I do defense. I'll put a set of stairs or something to make that look less weird. Oh man, the metal ones don't work. Well, I've been using just concrete pillars in the past, but I don't really like that as much because you can't see through it, or put turrets on other levels to stagger it more if you want. So let's just do like this. The wood prefabs, and they don't snap, so you just gotta kind of be careful. Putting on walk seems to help. So depending on the settlement, or yeah, it depends what the settlement, how big it is and stuff like that, will determine how many towers I put. Usually it's around 4. Just kind of one in each corner kind of thing. And I'll make these look less janky here in a second. Just need to get them placed. Alright, careful, careful, careful. And in some of the places like Far Harbor and stuff, I tend to use like different types of turrets. Usually I just use the Institute heavy laser ones. I have a mod that adds a lot of different types of craftable turrets, and that's just, they're the best. They just vaporize everything immediately, leave no mess. You don't have to worry about it. Alright. So much more effective. We've come a long ways from the days of just the shitty machine gun turrets in a few not very nice locations. Alright. Does kind of make every settlement I have look like a fortress. But that's okay. They kind of are fortresses. And the point of putting them up high like this is just so they have a longer lines of sight. And there's going to be no area unguarded by a turret. Okay, so for this part, assuming my no-clip works. Oops. Go to turrets, find the one I want. And there's a lot of them. The Fat Man turrets are chaotic. They'll kill you. You shoot mini nukes, obviously. Alright, and these ones don't require power. They don't require power lines. They are cheesy and cheap, and I love them. You can pretend that I routed power through ground cables in the ground or something. How about that? If you really want to, you could put them, stagger them around on a platform below, which is why I typically like to make this. And yes, I just float around instead of building ladders and things to climb up to get up here. I just do it this way. I'm not going for realism or legit mode here. I'm just doing it the way I feel like doing it. Alright, so we've got most of what we need. There's a few more things. The next priority will be making stores and an eating area for the people. And I'll have to remember what else. A few other things I'm sure that I'm missing still. Got way more beds, power, defense, and water than they need. Oh, I forgot to make a food generator. That's really just to get settlements started. You can remove them after a little while, so that there's food available right when they show up, so that everyone doesn't have to be working in the fields, and you can get some other stuff going. So let's just do that real quick. Oh, and also let's make a few Brahman Troughs, so that they'll start showing up ASAP. And let's put them over here. Yep, that's fine. Alright, Scavenger Stations are a thing too that is useful, giving people what they want. I just make a medium one. And usually I'll put terminal and stuff like that. Okay, let's see. Power, miscellaneous. Oops. Oop, damn it. Alright, put one of these. Not gonna turn it on quite yet. I always usually put one of these here. And I have other terminal types from the Homemaker and stuff like that, but these terminals work fine. Alright, that's all powered up. I guess I can go ahead and turn it on. Oh, or not. Okay. Put it pointing out into the wasteland. Start having people show up, why not? So, where I usually put the stores and stuff like that, I try to put a few restaurants And there's a few things I'll put in the same general area. These are cool stalls and stuff, but they're less space efficient than these. You know, these are kind of not real lore friendly. And this is what I use this garden plot for. Actually, I can get rid of it now. Now I have a flat surface. And I kind of just set the area up out here. Now you could put down a floor. Maybe I should. Just to make it a little... make all more even. Let's see what I can do here. It's like a concrete foundation. And let's put it, say... sometimes it causes some weird issues. It's not gonna be the nicest looking floor, but it's a floor. Like a big area. I'll put little steps so that people can crawl up here. I think someone's already showed up. Usually I'll just put it in the grass, but this time why not make a little area. I'm not sure what's up with this robot. He just randomly like disappears at some point. Like you always see him when you start here, and then he just up and goes away. Put one here? No. There. No? Okay. Okay, well that turned out a lot bigger than I thought. But that's okay. That is fine. So, this will make it easier for me to place stuff. You know what? Let's get rid of one of these lines. That's too much. There, now I can scrap that stuff. This is still pretty big. I think it goes out a little too far. There, that's better. So there's two people here. I'll put one of them on one of the restaurants. Just want enough space so they can get behind it. I'm trying to see here. So, 3 bars. Excessive? Yes, it is. And we'll put a surgery center and a trader. The other ones, oh, if it'll fit. Should fit, just barely, yep. The other ones I'll typically put as the other types of stores. Show you what I mean here. Is like these, and I'll put them somewhere else. Say just over here. It's like a side thing, because the people don't actually come up to these and use them. They're just kind of there for the sake of being there. And the weapon stand and the armor emporium, or the armor shop, don't give you any happiness for your settlement. The other ones do. There is another few types of things. Let's see, is it under resources? Yeah, the barber chair and the surgery chair. I'll put a barber chair. How about I put them inside this place? And the surgery chair, because I'm not using it for anything else at the moment. Put them too close to each other. Yeah, you see the two people that showed up, of course they automatically go for food. I'm gonna put one of them on the bar. I'm gonna put some tables and stuff like that. You there. Unnamed settler. Unnamed peasant. You walk onto this? Yeah. I'm gonna have to put some steps, or they're not gonna be able to figure it out because they're not very intelligent, are they? Right in the middle. Alright, structures, concrete. Wait a minute, let's go for wood, stairs. And I have the, what's it called? Alternate settlements or something like that. It's kind of an odd. Let's put... Can I do it like this? And it's gonna be way sunk into the ground, but it should look overall better. Then if I put the other ones... Now they shouldn't have any issues with getting up here. Put it on this side too. Maybe a few on the back. Everywhere I can, honestly. You don't want them getting confused on how to get up here. They will, believe me. I'm not sure why it's not snapping. There we go. Okay, fine. Get out there, robot. There, that looks alright. Now I need to put some lights out here so that I can see at night. When it get dark before a real long time, I'm sure. Just industrial lights are pretty bright. I'll put some signs and some other stuff to make the place look better later on. For now, I just need some light. In fact, I could put, some of these places like this I'll put roofs on, and I might do that here at some point, but immediately it's not a problem. Let's put some tables. Let's see, it's under chairs, right? Actually, I think here I'm gonna put actual bigger tables instead of those diner things. Let's get some picnic tables. Or is that under chairs also? I don't remember. Let's see. Must be. If you want to save a lot of space, the diner tables are good. But for a big open outdoor area like this, I think I'm going to use these. If I put a roof on it later, maybe I'll swap them out. You don't want to put these things too close, or people will completely become lost in how to navigate between them. You need to move. Okay, we're not. Alright, let's put some more. Not that people are really going to use all these, but just in case. They can't find a place to sit now, and that's their fault. And let's make a secondary kind of chill area here. Some couches. Let's see here. For when I'm here and I just want to sit here. And I've got an idea. Oops. Let's see, it would be under miscellaneous. See, the happiness is already up. I didn't even put one of those happy maker radio things yet, which I usually do. Come on. When I had this game on a really old, shitty computer, and it would take 10 minutes for a menu to open doing settlements, it took a great amount of patience to continue playing this game. I can tell you that. But I did. I beat through it a few times. Probably 5 times, actually. With, probably half of my playtime is from my old computer. I don't know how I ever dealt with that. Alright, just trying to think now. There's something I'm trying to think of that I'm missing. They got the basics of everything, obviously. Now all there really is to do, wait for the place to grow. I'm just trying to think what else I typically put here. Oh right, let's put some crafting stuff in here for me. Whoa. I usually put armor stuff over there, so... I try to put this kind of stuff at all my settlements. So that when I'm there, I've got something to... What the hell is this? What is that? Huh. Chemistry station. Do the ghetto chemistry station. And just do a cooking stove. And what else? Weapons. Be able to fit it. Just barely. There we go. And let's put some power armor stuff here. Because why not? Usually try to, later in the game, have a good power armor sitting around at every settlement. Since I've got God mode, why not put a bunch of available power armor storage? There. My little workshop. Very cool. Alright, that's the basics of it. I mean, beyond going around and placing... You know what? Here's an idea. Since we're here... Oh. Okay, hold on. I gotta pause for a minute. I'll be right back. Alright, so one more thing I forgot. Since, I'm not quite done yet. I just noticed I have a crosshair. Is that supposed to be there? Anyways, let's put some... Okay, let me remember where it is. Let's put some trees. Let's see, I need to go, are they in here or not? Because I would put them at, it looks kind of barren right now. So let's put some trees. Trying to remember if they're in this many or not. So many mods, it's absurd. Oh yeah, let's put some trucks everywhere. So much small stuff too. You really want to clutter up your settlement. Starting to think they're not here. There we go. Oh, those aren't the right trees. The hell? What is this? If you really want colorful trees everywhere. My god. Oh right, we need some flagpoles, don't we? Why? Because America. Let's see. Put one here. America. Actually hate it when people say that. And a Minuteman one. Cool, okay. So, what I'm looking for is obviously not here. It must be under Homemaker. Decorations. Oh dear. Like, yeah, this is where you can get stuff. Electronic stuff, obviously. Commonwealth trees. Whoa. These the ones I'm after? Wish it would load. Okay. These are the ones. Let's put a few big ones in a few places, and then we'll put some smaller ones. The overall result is this place will look a lot better. Put them somewhere where it doesn't look completely fucked up. Okay. Put one up here. And there's another big one. Is there other big ones? Or is there just the one type? I don't remember. It's medium. There we go. Another one here. Right out in the middle of everything. Okay, so there's only a few types of big ones. Put one more big one. Or two. Put one over here. right in the way of everything. Find the other big one. It's always graphic glitches when you do this. There we go. Let's put one right here. Okay, now let's find some smaller ones. Still pretty damn big. Alright, let's start placing these around various locations. Eventually it'll fill out and it will look much nicer around here. Damn, these trees grow fast. Might end up causing some pathing issues, but I'm sure they'll figure it out. Whoa, man. Small ones I don't really use too much. Back to the beginning. I can grab some of those other trees I was looking at, whatever they are. I don't think I've used them before. So why don't we place some of those? Where was that? Operations miscellaneous. Was it? Starting to get dark on me. These. Berry trees. Okay. Oh, that was where the put one here. That's a big one. A few more in a few other places. Okay, you can stop with that. White trees, huh? Okay. Put some more big trees. Wonder what this is gonna look like in the end. Might have to get rid of some of these. We'll see. Okay, that's enough with the pink trees. Much more alive looking around here now, as you can see. I feel like I need some lights out here, because it's one way to judge if you put enough lights. Wait till it gets dark, obviously. Let's see, power, lights, oops, nope. Got all sorts of different light types. I could put them all over the trees, I guess. Not all over the trees, just on a few of them. There's those colored lights look pretty cool when you put up a bunch of them, but they don't actually emit that much light. So. Should look pretty cool, the end result. Let's see. Some up higher. Put one way up there? Yep. Inside the tree. Usually I'll put lights on the poles and stuff, but this time. Alright. So, Sunshine Tidings. I'd say that's probably good for now. Just gonna wander around and look for a thumbnail. There. Groovy. 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 Okay, well, that's the basics. And still needs to be lit up a little more down here, but I'll put some lamps on the tables or something some other time. It's good for now. It's, yeah. So, I think that's it. And, next time we'll go back doing more regular stuff. But, it was time for a settlement build. So anyways, I'll see you guys on the next one. Take it easy.